And a lot of people didn't watch the full thing, but those who did, they would jump on the call and it was just like, this is great. When can we start? It was kind of already sold.
Yeah, I posted a YouTube video probably at the start of the year actually, where it was talking about just uh, I think it was essentially making enough money to cover your corporate job. If we took an average job, I think it was $4,000 a month. I put it as, and I said in there that you should focus on doing the unscalable in a world where everyone is focused on we need to do the scalable, we need to use all of these tools and systems, and we need to be contacting 100 people per day. But if you really pinned back and you said, I'm going to be really targeted and I'm going to contact 5 people per day, you'd probably see better results from being really hyper targeted, knowing that person inside out. If people knew how hot you like your shower, how strong you like your coffee, how you like your bacon cooked in the morning, you're going to be thinking, wow, this guy is or girl is crazy. They've done so much research. It would be unreasonable of me to invite them into a meeting or to give them 15 to 20 minutes of their time. Just moving the conversation over just a little bit, talking about AI, and I know you consult and you work with some amazing companies. How have you used AI over the last, say, 12 months or so with them and yourself?
Yeah, so I started using ChatGPT right when it came out. I was aware a little bit about AI and machine learning, right? Having worked in tech sales and marketing for a bit, but I started using it initially just for basic stuff, like a little bit of research and writing posts and writing articles and stuff.
So, John, just transitioning over slightly, I'm curious, how does your current AI stack look? I know that you're working with several high growth businesses and that there's a lot of moving parts, but I'm curious to see how you're seeing AI shift your lens and what you've done over the last, say, 12 months or so. I know ChatGPT, but equally how you're seeing the market move.
Yeah, so I'm using AI in a lot of different ways. Everything from like deep research. I was a big user of that when it was first released with ChatGPT. I thought it was awesome to just to do like market research, messaging analysis, right? So getting like voice of the customer data. So getting it to like go look at Reddit, go look on social media, make me examples of what customers are using. To like refine the marketing and the landing page copy and content. Also, like doing analysis of sales calls. So, with a client I'm coaching right now, we'll take a transcript and then we can feed it into AI and say, okay, we're looking for these things, were these questions asked, right? Give some feedback on this approach. Also, using it for content generation. So, and going beyond like just the basic, like write me a LinkedIn post about this, but you have to do like fact checking and hallucination checks and all that, because oftentimes AI will just slip in little details and stories that didn't exist. But overall, we're also using it for outreach. So it's kind of touching like every single bit of the business, everything from like personalizing messages for outbound on LinkedIn, um, creative for paid ads campaigns, like running meta ads right now for one client. And we're using AI to make the creatives. We made an AI video that we actually split tested. Everyone on the team thought that the AI video would underperform, but it's actually beating the initial carousel that was the winner. So the variant AI video is actually outperforming, which is funny because as marketers, you can recognize AI videos, but I think the segment that we were marketing to, they don't recognize that it's AI, so it still works really well. But yes, it's touching literally every part of the business, from like data analysis, like looking at the results from paid ads campaigns, creating content, personalizing outreach, strategizing, right? Looking at new markets that we can expand to. The big thing too is like collecting all the transcripts from calls. I think is super helpful, like using Fathom or Fireflies or
Mhm.
Otter, and using all that information too to kind of refine your strategy as you're going along. And I use it to write proposals. I use it to obviously I don't like just copy and paste the thing. I have to go through and like make sure it's good, but it gets me like an 80%
Absolutely.
draft right off the bat. Um, yeah, so that's basically how I'm using it. A bunch of different use cases right now. I think you just have to think of whatever you're spending time on manually. That includes like data analysis and writing. Find a way that you can use AI to streamline that. And if you can't, it's probably a prompt question.
If you could pick a hand of five tools you could only use that are AI based, what would they be?
Chat GPT just for like general purpose stuff. Claude for copywriting. I love using Claude. It just tends to produce better copy on the first
Mhm.
shot. Um, I used to use Perplexity, but less these days. I like Opus for clipping videos. Opus Pro, I think
Have
it's
you
really good.
tried captions.ai?
I have not.
That is my recommendation over Opus. So we started using captions about a month ago, and they'll be there for these clips for us way better than Opus.